The Eagles absolutely dominate Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and they win the Super Bowl 59, 40-22. And it was an absolute domination from start to end. As you saw late, the Chiefs were able to get a few garbage time touchdowns. It was out of reach pretty much at halftime. And what's crazy about this game, if you really look into it, they shut down Saquon Barkley. They limited him. He didn't have a touchdown. He really couldn't get anything going in the run game, and yet and the defense for the Eagles played out of their minds. Jalen Carter leading that unit. I mean, they had so much pressure on Patrick Mahomes. It reminded me of when he played Tampa in 2020, and he just couldn't get anything going. He couldn't find any players downfield. The O-line couldn't block, and that's what happened in this game. It was pure domination. There was lot of interceptions. The Cooper DeJean pick six is when it really set in that they were going to dominate this game. And you know what? I got to give a lot of credit to Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts has solidified himself as a top 5 quarterback after this game because they did exactly what I thought they'd do. They said, hey, we're going to make you beat us to Jalen Hurts. And that's exactly what he did. He had an amazing throw to Devontae Smith that really, really sealed the deal in this game. And he just played incredible, whether it was running the ball, whether it was throwing the ball to the right receiver. He played out of his mind. And the Eagles, this roster, I said from early on, it was one of the most talented rosters in the NFL. And they just showed their superpowers in this game. And yeah, I got to give credit to Nick Sirianni, too, a coach that at the beginning of the year, I didn't know if he was capable of getting them there, getting them to win the Super Bowl. And they found a way to pull it through. And you know, it wasn't a great game today, but it's just such a solidifying win for the Chiefs. What this probably means for Saquon Barkley, told by the Giants, he said he wanted to be a Giant for life. They said, no, we're not gonna pay you a certain amount of money. And he goes to the Eagles, division rival, and he takes them to the Super Bowl in this game. Incredible stuff for this team, for that city of Philadelphia, that they're able to win a Super Bowl of this magnitude. Chiefs, their run, their three-peat chances crushed by the Eagles today, and just a lot of props that you got to give. It was really a remarkable NFL season. Obviously not the greatest end, but if you look through the playoffs, the only team that really challenged the Eagles at all was the Rams, who only lost by 6, and they had a shot to win that game at the end. But the Eagles just held strong. They destroyed Washington, and they destroyed the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And I think a lot of it was that they had been in this spot before. Super Bowl 57, really close game, a game that the Eagles had pretty solid leads on them for the majority of that Super Bowl 57. This game, they said, hey, we're going to leave no doubt. And this Chiefs team, they had a lot of wins. They won a lot of close games, but it was somewhat fraudulent for a lot of it with just the scores of some of those games. But I said, if it was going to be a close game, I think the Chiefs would have been able to win, but Eagles did exactly what they needed to do. They didn't give them a shot for this to be a close game, and it's a great win. Their kicker, who had some struggles early in the year, he stepped up in this game. Every factor of this team for the Eagles, they soared. They found a way to get a really solid Super Bowl victory, and they are the Super Bowl 59 champs. And as I said, it ends a remarkable NFL season in 2024, and you just got it was just amazing to see when a team is able to really just overpower and show like that. It reminded me of Seattle in 2013 against the Peyton Manning-led Denver Broncos. They just dominated from start to end, and that's what we saw today. The Chiefs just had no answer. Patrick Mahomes, really, and I know there was a lot of pressure in this game. He did not play well in this game at all. He played probably his worst game in the NFL in his career. I really do believe that he did not look good. So they got to figure some stuff out, and I think their lack of a true number one receiver was really hurting them. Travis Kelce couldn't do anything in this game. They need to get better on offense if they want to get back to the Super Bowl again, or at least win the Super Bowl, because they just can't compete with the talent of the Eagles there, and they were just outclassed. This was a master class by the Eagles, and you know, I said it before, they got robbed the previous year, 57 with that flag. This time they left no doubt, and they won the Super Bowl. Congratulations to the 2024 Super Bowl champ, Philadelphia Eagles.